Welcome back to The Ed Show. You know it, I know it. A lot of people know it. The Republicans have been lying about Medicare for weeks. I mean, this is the Romney campaign. But today, Paul Ryan added, we got a whole new twist. He wants voters to just ignore details because they're just too complicated.
It's a big law. I could go chapter and verse, but I won't bore you or upset you.
Yeah, it's boring when you lose your Medicare. I got you. Don't worry, Mr. Ryan. We're not bored or upset. We can handle the truth, and I think Americans can too. Let's start with the Republicans' same old claim, repackaged in a brand new commercial.
Obama is raiding $716 billion from Medicare, changing the program forever.
Didn't we take care of this last week? That's the Republican lie you're going to hear over and over again. The president is raiding Medicare. Here is the absolute truth. The Affordable Care Act saved $716 billion. It cut overpayments and unnecessary costs. You know, it's kind of like if you cut a luxury item, if you're in a position to be able to do that. You cut a luxury item out of your household budget, you're saving money. You're not raiding your family budget. Romney and Ryan would be the ones raiding Medicare when they change the law.
Which, by the way, we win, we repeal Obamacare. It's just that simple. It's just that simple.
Yes, it is. It is that simple. They would take all the savings from the Affordable Care Act and lump it in with the rest of the sweeping budget cuts that are out there that they want to do. The Medicare costs, you know what's going to happen to them? It's going to shift to the seniors. And you don't have to take my word for it. Today in the New York Times, a variety of budget and health experts say the Republican plan would immediately add hundreds of dollars a year to out-of-pocket Medicare expenses for beneficiaries. Mitt Romney pretended to give voters the details last week with his whiteboard. But, of course, he keeps spelling out the same old lie. Let me put it to you this way. A range of experts tells the New York Times Romney's plan would cost seniors hundreds of dollars a year over the next decade. It is really that simple. This is not complicated. But here's where I think the Republicans are going. There's a lot of seniors in our society who are not tech savvy. I'm not dissing anybody. I think it's a generational fact here in the information age. A lot of them aren't tech savvy. And they don't have it at their fingertips maybe the way other people do, if you know what I mean, the truth. So they buy into these sound bites. They buy into these commercials. They're buying into the lies. It is the job of every journalist to make sure that the truth is told. I'm joined tonight by Jonathon Alter, MSNBC political analyst and columnist for Bloomberg View. Great to have you with us, Jonathon. You have been on this from day one. I mean, it seems like the game plan is just go try to fool as many seniors as they can. Your thoughts on this?
That is the game plan, and it worked in 2010. So it's quite scary for a lot of Democrats. They see that in those days, in 2010, instead of using $716 billion in cuts, they used a more accurate figure, $500 billion, although it was savings. They made it seem as if seniors were going to lose $500 billion from their Medicare. It worked. That's largely why they took the House back in 2010. The problem with it is it's not true. Just to get down into the weeds for just a second, because it's really important to do this, Ed, what it did was it stopped overpayments to providers and insurance companies through a program called Medicare Advantage. There wasn't a dime of benefits that were cut for seniors from basic Medicare by Obamacare. Actually, Obamacare did a lot for seniors, particularly closing what's called the donut hole, which is a quirk in the old law, pre-Obamacare law, that required seniors to out-of-pocket pay hundreds of dollars a year for prescription drugs. They also, under the previous law, had to pay for screening and preventive care that would save them a lot of money. So if Obamacare is repealed, just to finish this, because the details are extremely important and they're not well understood. If Obamacare is repealed, the donut hole will open again. Seniors will have to pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket for prescription drugs. They will no longer be covered for these preventive care procedures. And it will, as those economists and healthcare experts said in the New York Times, it will cost seniors. So what you have here is you have one party that is saying things that are untrue about the president, putting millions of dollars from super PACs and the Romney campaign behind it, and we'll see if seniors can be fooled in this election.
And there's 51% of the voters out there don't really have an opinion of what the Republican Medicare plan is, which I think is a dangerous number because they could sway a lot of people with the lies that they're throwing out there. Jonathon Alter, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much. There's a lot more coming up in the next half hour of the Ed Show. Stay with us.
Republicans in Congress led... No. Don't boo. Vote.
The Republican obstruction in Congress leads to a dire warning from the Congressional Budget Office about a double-dip recession. The Romney camp is whacking the president on it, and tonight Senator Barbara Boxer is here to whack back. Paranoia from the bench in Texas, where a judge is talking about civil war if the president wins re-election.
Civil unrest, civil disobedience, civil war, maybe.
And President Obama is nailing Mitt Romney's attack on public educators.
Governor Romney says, we've got enough teachers. We don't need any more.
Tonight, Super Bowl champ Warren Sapp on President Obama, athletics and politics, and how public education helped make him an NFL legend.